let's have a look at how to find coordinates. Now I'm going to start basic. This should be super easy. I've said this in another video, but it's important because it's in one of your tasks for this week. If you have a 0 and a 0 at the corner of your axes, that's called the origin. I'm just dropping that in there because it's a piece of information you need to know for another task. So let's have a look at, if I was trying to find the coordinates for this pink dot, what would it be? I've written the rule here that we use, hopefully it's very familiar. I'd be looking along the corridor first, which means that my first port of call is to look at the x-axis, which is a 2. And then I go up and see where it hits along the side on the y-axis, and it hits 1. There we are. I always write coordinates in brackets with a comma between. So the pink dot is at 2, 1. It's not at 1, 2. Can you work out why not? It's not at 1, 2 because if I was to put it at 1, 2, I've always got to think about going along the corridor first. So 1, 2 would be 1 here and then going up to 2. So that dot there would be 1, 2. What I've done is I've gone 2 and then up to 1. So if I was to look at this example of the orange dot, what would the coordinates of that be? So I start by looking at how far along it's gone. Well, it's gone along to number 1 and up to number 3. Just like before, I have to write it in brackets with a comma between. Now hopefully that's fairly familiar. This is what we're looking at today. Now it's the same rule except that we've not just got one quadrant, which is 1/4. We've got 4 parts to this. We've got 4 whole bits. It works in exactly the same way. I'm just going to show you how to find a couple of the letters. Let's start with the letter K. If I was trying to find the letter K, I would be thinking to myself, right, how far along is it going first? Well, it's going 1, 2, 3 would be my first one, and it goes up to 4. So the coordinates for K will be 3 and then 4. And you're thinking, well, that's all very well, but I know that because I've just done that. Show me something I don't know. So if I were to look at maybe a different number, let's say T, that's going to be a bit different. T is in a new quadrant. So if I was to look along my corridor first, I'm going here along my x-axis, along my corridor to -7, and then I see how far up T goes, and it goes to 3. So the coordinate for T is -7 and then 3. What about if you were to look at, say, W? W's down there. And I might think to myself, right, well, how would I get to W? Because it's in negative numbers both times. Well, it's not a problem. It works just the same way. Follow that same rule that we go along the corridor and then up, or sometimes down, the stairs. So how far along our corridor is W? It's on -3. And then how far down our stairs has W gone? It's on -6. So it works in just the same way as with all the others, that I start by seeing how far along my x-axis or along my corridor a letter is or a point is, and then I see how far up or down my stairs is. That order is really important. If you do that the wrong way round, it will give you a different answer. Have a go.